Lorraine, what was your relationship with Chevy? Because Dan has worked with Chevy, and they've had kind of a famous, newsworthy.
It was the last thing that we said in the green room. It was like, oh, the Chevy connection.
Yeah,
oh, Jesus.
We're not going to talk about it. No, but I was friends with Chevy. We have a really great friendship, and when he left the show, I continued to be friends with Chevy.
You were notably the only person from Saturday Night Live, unless I'm mistaken, when he did that roast on Comedy Central. You were the one alum. You did a very funny bit that was like you read from your diary of having worked with Chevy.
Yes.
But you were the only person there, and the story surrounding that thing is that he was pretty bummed out. He actually described.
Oh, it was awful. It was really. I mean, his speech, when he comes up afterwards, was just they cut most of it, and they had to, because it was basically. There was no material. Usually they have a bit where they roast the people that roasted them, but his was off the cuff, and it was just basically saying "fuck you" to everybody else, and people who had artfully crafted a piece, and it just and he said, "I'm only doing this because it's benefiting my wife's favorite charity."
Right.
So yeah.
But is there something like you and I? It's like I literally ran up into the stage because we had that one moment right before. I was like, "Oh, Chevy! Oh shit! Would we?" I think you and I get the sense you and I feel the same way, which is like no good can come of. We're not gonna. There's no shit talk to be done. There's no he is a fucking fascinating person, and I worked with him. Longer than you did, not to pull any rank or anything, but I've actually worked with him longer than anybody, which is I sometimes marvel at looking back on, and so magnificent, such an unignorable person.
Tell you a story about the time that I broke my ribs. Does anybody here broken their ribs? Anybody?
Only once. Just laughing at Chevy Chase.
It hurts like hell, and it takes forever to heal.
It is excruciating.
And you can't sneeze, and you can't cough,
breathe,
and you can't sit up, and you can't lay down.
You can't do anything. So forget laughing. Okay. All right? Now, it's a shame that they didn't include Chevy in the Aristocrats documentary because he tells it probably the funniest of anybody else because he acts it out. The Aristocrats joke.
He actually shits in your mouth.
Well, there's two of them. One is, I think there's a version that involves scatology, and then there's a version that involves incest. He does the incest one.
When you say he acts it out, he brings members of his family out? He makes you he victimizes?
No, he pantomimes it. It's pantomime.
Is this related to the broken ribs?
Yeah.
This is years from my having seen him. He finds out that I've broken my ribs. He tracks me down to where I'm staying, which is my boyfriend's house at the time. I'm still living in New York. And the opening line of the joke is, guy goes to a booking agent. He tracks me down. I've broken my ribs. Fuck it. I just, breathing hurts. I pick up the phone, no hi, hello. Guy goes to a booking agent. It's my friend, Chevy. Now that's love. That's love.
He still calls me and vice versa, and it's all he is focused on making people laugh.
And he's funny.
Yeah. And I was at a hot dog stand out. That sounds like I'm making it up. For some reason, there was a hot dog stand outside the stage where we were shooting Community. Everyone's weary. Everyone's bummed out. No one wants to be there. Everyone wants to get home later. And the guy manning the hot dog stand goes, "Holy shit! It's Chevy Chase." Who's standing in front of me waiting to get a hot dog. And I'm thinking in my head, oh, great. Oh, fuck. Yeah, please, come on, don't talk to anybody. We all just want to go home. And he's like, what do you want? And he goes like, no, fuck, my sister's not going to believe it. So shit, please, let me call my sister. I just, like, will you talk to her on the phone? And I'm thinking in my head, like, I don't even have the balls to be a man and say, like, sir, excuse me, Chevy Chase wants his hot dog and we need to work. Thank God I didn't have those balls, because this guy in front of me who's worked for 1,000 years more than me, who has the right to decline or absorb this thing, goes like yeah, give me the phone, and he takes the phone, and it's right, and he goes like, hello, who's this? Natalie is Chevy Chase. What the fuck do you want? And the hot dog guy is like freaking out, and Chevy Chase walks off down Paramount with the phone, and he's gesturing, and it's like 15 minutes, and I'm like, I'll have a hot dog with lettuce, and I have all that time to think about who I am.
With lettuce.
I don't know anything about being a celebrity, and I don't know anything about eating hot dogs. I'm in autopilot mode. I have all that time to think about like who am I, and who do I think I am, and how are you supposed to treat people, and what is any of this? Because Chevy Chase is walking off with this cell phone, and he brings it back and hands it to the happiest hot dog guy in the fucking world.
And when he hands it back, he said, "What are we called? We're called the Aristocrats." And he gives the phone back.
But that's and he would do like if he was walking away from the soundstage, if he ever came across one of those Paramount tour groups or something, you'd pop by and he would be holding court, like they're popping pictures and he's talking because they ran across Fletch on Paramount lot. What do you say? You don't say anything. I have no idea. You say the word Chevy.
Yeah, Chevy, I'm standing. Well, I have no idea what you guys went through.
TV comedy, like single camera comedy, after the advent of basic cable, after the advent of, we got anybody over the age of 55. On that set, like they are already being tortured. I think the Geneva Convention, if they knew what was going on, for an actor over like at a certain point would be like, you're not allowed to do this to human beings. Our crew, like we abide by the union rules that we have to abide by, but the truth is there's inhumanity going on those stages and stuff. So he was not.
So you think exhaustion contributed to a lot of it?
I mean, if you're that magnetic a personality, how long are you supposed to stand there and be magnetic and be told that you have to do 20 more takes? He was like not used to that at all. Like because it's like, fuck you, I'm Chevy Chase. What do you mean one more take? Fuck you, you got it. We didn't have it, but but he felt like we had it, it's a tough.
Well, but my guess is it wasn't fuck you, I'm Chevy Chase. You have it. It was that you're repeatedly asking for it. And maybe it made him insecure.
Oh, absolutely, God, and it's like the horrible, odd mirror that I would look into whenever he and I would like try to talk to each other about how we were dissatisfied. Was like, how do you say to somebody like, oh no, I know how you feel. Like, you don't have a right to say that. I'm like you. That is an insult to say that. Like, I'm 20 years younger than you. You're not. I'm not like you. I don't have a right to be like you yet. But like, oh no, the blood that's boiling in your veins, like it's boiling in mine too. But like it'll be funny if you act like it's boiling.
Was Chevy like that back in the old days, back in the SNL days? Was he like driven by insecurity then?
Well, I think that's your wiring.
Yeah, everybody probably was to some degree, right?
Yeah.
Anybody on that stage, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What was Bill Murray like? So you because you saw that, then he came in, and from what I've read, the weird situation that Bill Murray was in was that people mistakenly perceived that he was the replacement for Chevy Chase, and he had to go through that whole thing.
Well, what was he like? In the context of thinking he was trying to fill Chevy's shoes, I don't think.
Or any context.
That he.
Tell me anything.
I mean,
really.
I don't. I mean, I can't speak for Billy. He's a very enigmatic person, but he He's a great guy. I wish I had my phone with me. I could read some of his texts because they're hilarious. We have a great texting relationship. One of our associates, a girl named Robin Schlein, who died a couple years ago from cancer. He said, well, I'll come over and fuck you. I think that would be, a nice thing. So he's just such a great guy. He really...